Hi guys, welcome back to the Try Time Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Matt.
And I'm Callum, and today we're telling you why London are great for Super League.
Oh, we think they are anyway.
Well, I think they are. I think big city, capital city, one of the best cities in the world, Rugby League, one of the best sports in the world. Why is that them being in the best competition not a good thing?
Well, that's certainly true, and if we are promoting Rugby League as a national sport, which I think ultimately is what IMG want to do and what the RFL want them to do, you need something that's off the M62 corridor. And don't get me wrong, as much as I love some of these clubs, Sheffield ain't that glamorous, is it really?
No, and that's probably one of the better of the less glamorous. There's definitely, you could have picked someone a lot worse than Sheffield.
I mean, I did want to go with Bradford, but they were kind of on the M62 to be honest, so it didn't really illustrate my point.
Well, true, but I think what you got to think is it's called Super League. You need the biggest and best names, and London is that within a city. And I know people will say, well, you know, they've got no fans.
You've got no friends.
They won't bring any away support, and it's far away, and it's a lot to travel. But I think fans have got to take that with a pinch of salt as well, and think, look, a lot of these Super League fans, they haven't had London in there for 3 or 4 years. It's an away day that you get to do. It's a new ground that, because I've recently moved in, I've been down at Championship. It's a great ground. It's a great day out. So just embrace it.
But actually, there's a couple of points there. Firstly, the ground, like you say, they're sharing with Wimbledon, I think now.
Wimbledon, yeah.
That is a football league facility. Let's not beat around the bush. That's a damn sight better than what a lot of established Super League clubs have. We're much more talking, smaller scale. It's probably nicer than Huddersfield's ground, which I think is starting to show its age a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, Wimbledon's ground, I believe, were built in 2019.
Well, it's certainly after Franchise FC took over, so it's certainly more modern than a lot of the grounds in this. It's more modern than Cass, let's put it that way.
Yeah, so I think and it's the right size for Rugby League. You know, it's not too big. It's probably a little bit smaller than Salford.
There's room for London to grow without it looking like you wouldn't go send them to Wembley every week, for example, because it would be embarrassing.
Yeah, but they've shown, I think it kind of comes on to what his next point's going to be, is you've got to think, and I was looking earlier, and like some of these players that have come through London or have utilised London and really grown their game by going down there, it's massive for the game. Some of these players who are like top players in Super League now have come up through that London ranks.
Well, you've got players who've won countless grand finals, they've appeared at Wembley, and the fact is they've come through that London academy. Okay, we maybe don't have the same stronghold that Wasps and Irish, etc. all had there, but there's certainly talent in London. And actually, as much as I don't like to celebrate the union clubs going boom, it might actually be quite good for our recruitment and getting the talent into Super League, because let's face it, I refuse to believe there are no talented players born south of the Watford Gap.
Oh, definitely. There definitely is. And it's not even about them players who they're going to bring through. I mean, if in the Championship, as a team who last season was mid-table at best, can manage to recruit players like Corey Norman, Henry Ray-Louis, for what you would, at the start of the season, say is a mid-table Championship side, then what can they achieve in Super League? Who can
Are you telling me that's a shot? They already had Jamie Soward the other... Yeah, I've combined him and Jared Sammett to make an all-new super player there. I don't know if that's a good or very bad thing for the league, but anyway.
But yeah, I think if you can sort of attract them players because you're London, because you're a big city, then, and that's in the Championship, what can you attract here? And you've got.
Do you reckon they can get Chris Wellham back?
I think they probably could, but seeing as though he's down in Championship, he'd probably like a bit of a full-time contract maybe. But yeah, I think they just need. They can't. I think they will. I know they've said they're going to keep a lot of their part-time players because they don't want to go back on the word, which I admire. To be fair, I think fair play to you.
Yeah. It does also mean they will inevitably have a bigger squad for the cap, because let's face it, they're not going to be on as much as the Super League full-time players are. And actually, if you've got your squad depth almost on part-time contracts, that probably means they can afford to go a bit more balls out in the marquees than what you maybe would have done promoting those to full time. And please, God, London, do not sign Blake Austin on a marquee.
No, I think if they can manage to splash, go over to Australia and try and get some players over, I think that'd be good. But obviously it depends on who they've got. Are we saying
prove he's the best in the world and get Cleary at London?
Bit
ambitious?
I can't see that, especially seeing as though we've had, the day of recording we have had the IMG provisional grading. So
yeah, where are they? Is it like 22nd or something?
Yeah, they might even be 24th.
It's well and truly in the mire of the championship.
So I think that can hinder.
They will inevitably jump up, let's be honest. A season of Super League finish is going to impact the score, it's going to impact their social media clicks, certainly compared to probably those clubs at the lower end B brackets, upper end C's, like IMG's favourite club, Keighley, for example, who are in a C but not too far behind them.
I think what's interesting, you've got to think about for Super League next year, every game is going to be televised. So what impact does that have having every London game televised? That exposure to anyone. If you're in London and you're clicking on Sky Sports on a Thursday night, fancy a bit of sport. Oh, London are on. Well, I'm from London and I don't really know what Rugby League is, but I'm going to watch it and cheer for London because I'm from London and they're a London team in a new sport that I don't know.
So we really hope they score more than 2 points this time.
Yeah, when they're getting absolutely obliterated by half at league, that might not work too well. But you can see the ideas there and the opportunities there, and I think everyone in Rugby League does need to embrace it because
it's something that franchising would help as well. We talk about, you will have seen on pod 1, maybe next on pod 2, I can't quite remember the order of these, that we're talking a lot more about the IMG rankings. And actually, for London, this is probably one of the clubs that really benefits from this, because if we throw it back to the Premier League for a second and what they've done, and everyone talks about, even domestically, the pull of the clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea, Tottenham, from living that London lifestyle. It's a bit more glamorous than go living the posh ends just outside of Liverpool where you might not get your car on bricks in the morning. Who doesn't want to rock up at Old Trafford going through I apologise if you're from there, but the shithole of Stretford.
Yeah.
You don't have that the same in London. And okay, we're not talking £200,000 a week players like you probably are, or, well, God knows if you're Mikhail Mudryk because you get money for nothing these days. But it's still the pull of being signed by London. And if you think we've got some of these Aussie reserve graders that probably don't really know what Super League is other than it's more money than what they're on playing for, I don't know, Cutters or whichever random team in the New South Wales Queensland Cup they are, the chance to go move to London sounds exciting. And if you've got that stability that comes with a 3-year deal guaranteed in the top flight, it's probably quite tempting.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that the way that you get more fans watching London is if London have a better team, which would be to... And don't get me wrong, it's probably... as a Bradford fan, it's probably to me saying this is to the detriment of my team, but it probably would be beneficial to give London like a 3-year stint in Super League without...
Which, let's be honest, it might stop Bradford going up, but you won't complain when it keeps your season ticket prices down.
Well, they can't get much higher at the minute, really.
That's a good point. His Bradford team this season ticket cost more than my Leeds one. And bear in mind, we're top of the IMG rankings, just to get that in there. Sorry, Wigan, St Helens, I'm really not sorry. But before we get sidetracked, you guys let us know, what do you think about London in Super League? Will it be a success this coming season? What are the chances of staying up there? Should they stay up there in the IMG rankings? Let us know your thoughts. And we will be back next time for...
why Wakefield should be in the Championship and why this is actually a good thing for them rather than the bad thing that the fans think it is. So that'll be next Saturday, guys.
I'm glad Callum has the upload schedule because it makes us sound like we know what's going on.
So yeah, we'll see you next week, guys.
See you then. Bye.